When the government started the demolition of traders by the roadside, I saw a loophole from within the opposition. I don't want to mention a name, and this is not about of NUP, but the entire opposition. How can you tell me that the government demolishes people with no voices coming out to fight for them, and later it stops on its own peril? It shows the weakness within the opposition. This is when the Minister of Finance, David Bahati, came out to say this. Here's the tape.
Madam Speaker, as I said, we are going to continue the consultations to see how best this, the objective of this exercise can be achieved, and will ensure that nobody is hurt, nobody is abused. Professional people are used to do any government work so that there is peace. The intention of this is to bring order, and order must be brought in an orderly manner without interfering with people's lives and livelihoods. So the consultations will carry on, but the most important thing to note today as we go into appropriation is that the trade order has been suspended until further notice, and the communication will be out by the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you. We need that communication out so that whatever is happening is put at hold. Yes, Lob.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I'm right.
That is the Minister Bahati one. The reason I'm saying that is that the opposition should check government. Where you see a crack in that door, use it. Immediately after election, government embarked on taking away street vendors to create, in the pretext of creating trade order. Let nobody lie to you, we need trade order in a country, but the way it was being done, it was being done in a crude manner. It was being done in a way that is not in tandem with human rights. And instead of the opposition organizing themselves, I understand that the would-be leader of opposition is in exile. He ran out to galvanize forces. But as people remained here with kept a deaf ear, how can you tell me that we have an opposition and the government gets free range to do anything until maybe it sees that it is doing something wrong and it comes out to stop? It shows that we have the weakness in the opposition. Okay? During Kizza West, immediately after election, if such things happen, we'll come on the streets to fight for people. I know. And I don't want to put this baggage on any opposition leader, be it Bobby Wine. It must engage all of us, but most especially those who are holding offices, most especially elected, outgoing and incoming leaders. There were little voices, most especially on the streets, until the government realized that it was doing a bad thing. For me, that is a weakness. Government should not be given a leeway to perform anything and go away from it. In fact, remedy people came out to ask if they are going to be compensated on the floor of Parliament. Here's what happened.
People who were carrying out this exercise, you had the military, police, the technical people, but also goons. They had hired goons like these ones who were in NRM t-shirts during campaigns, stealing and mobile money.
The ones you had addressed in NRM t-shirts. You address them in NRM t-shirts. Let's for Honorable Assembly, let's leave those other issues. If somebody goes and gets a yellow t-shirt, that does not mean that is NRM. But what is important is the excessive force that was being used in evicting these people, in the destruction, is what must be resolved.
I agree with you.
You know, you have a very good point. You have a good point. But when you bring politics in trade, you dilute it. But your point is really very, very important.
Madam Speaker, I agree, and I can understand when you have a presiding officer who is also the second vice chairman of NRM.
And also a woman member of parliament under NRM.
Yeah, so I understand. But the question that the Honorable Bahati must answer, the most critical one, do people reconstruct their lives, I mean their businesses? Two, wherever you want to carry out an exercise like this, can you do it with a human face? Must you go and carry all the rumpens wherever they exist and they're the one insulting people? The things you have said, they cannot be said by policemen and military. But it was a gang they abuse, they insult. So next time you want to restore trade order, can you do it with a human face?
You know, like what...
That is on the floor of parliament. First of all, no one wants a disorganized city. We all want trade order. But the way how people were being targeted, even on developed countries like America, etc., they still have street vendors, but in a way that is in tandem with the trade order. The way how this was being done, it was so radical, inhuman, etc., with some cities not even being given notice. So for me, I think for the government to stop the breaking of business of different Ugandans, it showed that we have a weakness within the opposition, including me, that people are not coming out to give out their voices. The government that did something bad realized, then it suddenly stops. It is the truth. But also Ugandans should learn that don't wait for opposition to fight for you. Sometimes you have to raise up and fight for yourselves. Right now, Kizza Besigye is in jail is because as the opposition, as seeking forces, as seeking forces for change, we betrayed him. We didn't put up a fight when this happened. Sometimes political cases need agitation so that someone can be released. If you continue like that, we shall end up sacrificing very more. Of course, as my name is truly Mr. Makinde Kabe Sulaiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more such videos. I'll see you in another one. Peace.